I was born in Kingston, Jamaica, and started doing music pretty much when I came to the US. I was a big fan of people like Yellowman, people like Josie Whale, you know, big Gregory Isaac fan, big Jimmy Cliff fan, you know. And but Yellowman was really the person that really kind of made me want to go into music, you know. And came to the States. Was living in Flatbush. And the thing about New York is a melting pot, you know. So you have different cultures and different people and different vibe, you know what I mean? So the type of dancehall music I was making wasn't really the traditional dancehall music. It was a dancehall music that was fused with different genres and different culture and different styles of music. You know, and with a couple of traditional ones like Big Up, and Mampy, which were big, massive hits. You know, at that time I was doing the sound system, you know, just the old sound system scene, Gibraltar sound system I was on, and after that, ended up getting a few local hits, and then we did a song called Oh Carolina, which sampled Peter Gunn, and you know, that became a massive hit in Europe, and became a worldwide hit, and you know, we got signed to Virgin Records, and it just kind of went from there. Oh Carolina really came from the original Prince Buster. Oh Carolina, you know, the thing about that song in Jamaica, we used to use it as a curse. You say, oh Carolina, you ass bumbucklat. You know, that was really the motivation behind singing that song. So I remade it because I just wanted dancehall to do the same thing in my generation, you know. And it became this massive hit. And then we did Mr. Bombastic, which at that time I was under an enormous amount of pressure because Oh Carolina was such a massive hit that Sly and Robbie had taken up the sound and did songs like Tease Me, which Academius and Pliers, and Twist and Shout, and Meet Me and Lucha One had a Oh Carolina style, and then of course one of the biggest ones was Apache Indian with Boom Shakalak. So I was under pressure from the record company to really recreate that Oh Carolina sound again, which I refused. You know, I was a young artist at that time. I didn't feel like I wanted to repeat myself. Me nor my producer, and I was kind of labeled as difficult because, you know, I didn't want to do what to them made sense, and they were right. It made sense because, you know, Sly and Robbie ended up doing the same sound and making a lot of hit records and making millions, while I refused to. And so the label was fed up with me. Here they are, they just signed me for the biggest amount of money in dancehall history, which is $1 million, and at that time in 1993, and I don't want to do what they want me to do. Anyway, I ended up instead penning a song called Mr. Bombastic. And I was driving to the studio and I heard the track on, and it just started to roll, lover, bombastic, fantastic, yeah. And, you know, just kind of freestyle it from there, and Sting International kind of remixed it and gave it a different, mixed it and give it a flavor, and had me do some corrections here and there, and next thing you know that, you know, it was a massive song. You know, the record company got it, and I don't think they believed in it once the Levi commercial picked it up in Europe. Then they realized that was a, you know, a massive song. But you know, in the summertime was really the song that they were going behind. I think it was Ken Berry from Virgin Records that came in and said, hey, he thinks Bombastic is the song. I've had a lot of samples in almost all my songs, and we've lost tremendously. You know, those samples were big samples. At that time, I don't think we had very smart people in charge at that time, or aggressive people, I should say. Because in looking back now, we could have gotten better deals on these samples, especially after the first one was big. That's leverage in going in and getting a better deal. But, you know, we lost tremendously on most of those songs as far as publishing. But as far as, you know, standard royalties and it becoming a massive records, which we do today, you know, we totally win on that, in that sense. Well, we're in a genre which is a reggae genre. It's not your mainstream genre. You know, there's no radio station that supports reggae. You know what I mean? You might have a reggae program on a major station for 2 hours on Sunday. That's not enough time to break a reggae record. So, in being a reggae artist, you know that you are in a little lane by yourself. And simply means that I'm going to have to make music 10 times better than the average genre. And make music 10 times and promote it 10 times harder than the average genre, you know? So in knowing all of this simply means that, you know, I have to put that effort and that energy out. What we did, we're pioneers at it, you know what I mean? And I think nobody saw us coming. I don't think anybody in the reggae fraternity really saw us coming. I mean, they were looking at other people. You know, if you had said to them that the biggest selling dancehall artist would come out of Flatbush, New York, they'd be looking at you like, you're out of your fucking mind, you know what I mean? But, you know, we've surpassed people's expectations and done some amazing work and still continue, you know what I mean? And everything that they put in my way, I remember when we had Hot Shot on these massive songs, I couldn't get arrested in Jamaica. You know, people were saying that I'm not dancehall, you know, so I literally left the major and went back to dancehall and created Church Eden and Bad Man A Cry and all of these big dancehall records. And then recently they were saying we're doing a lot of tours and realizing that we're not getting on reggae festivals. But they're saying that I'm not reggae enough. So I did an album with me and Sly and Robbie. And we ended up getting another #1 with me and Barris and one with Neo, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what else you're gonna say now, you know. I've been labeled a 1-hit wonder, then I'm a 2-hit wonder, then a 5-hit wonder, a 6-hit wonder, I don't know much more wonders I can be, you know. So certainly I've walked the walk, you know. But we continue to do amazing things. You know, I've left the whole major company situation because we went through kind of a rough period, and every crew goes to that. You know, there was a changing of the guards, management, record company had shut down, and to get that all together, the right team together, took a while. So I just went and started just doing dancehall music and underground reggae. We're just now coming back to doing pop music. We're offered a situation recently, and you know, we've agreed on terms. So, you know, in the very near future, you know, there very well should be a pop album coming now, and we should do that for the top of the year. When I did the Hot Shot album, which sold 10 million records, I didn't make it. I compiled it. Yeah. So, you know, I make music every day. You know, 2 recording studios, and I'm making an average of about 2 to 3 songs a day. So, in putting an album together, I'll put some tracks together, and most I'll do is just mix them. You know, it's already there, you know. Some of our partners in the new venture that we just did, they already came in and picked the songs. It's like, oh, we want this, that. I'm like, okay. Is there anything else you want? You want to put me in some producers? We think we have our hits here. I'm like, all right, cool. The reggae music is still one of the coolest art forms. There's still that strong cool factor. But again, the struggle continues. You know, I'm happy with what happened with Magic, with Rude. You know, that shows again that reggae can be a force to be reckoned with. You know, you've been seeing a lot of lackluster, like a lot of that West Coast movement to where it's good on touring, but you're not seeing chart action. And without chart action, the music is kind of stunted. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of them doing concerts and all that, but we need to be a force to be reckoned with. And you know, if you're doing both, I'm with you. If you're just doing one alone, I'm like, you know, I want to make things happen. I could easily just say, oh, I'm just going to tour. I'm not going to put any more records out and just do my little, you know, just support my little market that supports me. I'm about reggae music being global and taking it across barriers and boundaries and doing all of that. So we need more of that. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, people like Sean is doing an excellent job. You know, big hit with Enrique right now, big hit with Major Lazer, you know. We need more of that. We need more of a force to be reckoned with. Let's hope some things turn around in the near future and, you know, we can make an impact. I have a bunch of releases, singles that I'm putting out, a lot of dancehall records. I'm doing the Pandemonium, which is my soca concert series with Marshall Montana that I'm doing next year. I'm doing Carnival also. We just dropped Slip Your Slide, which is the third single from our Out of Many One music album, which is available on iTunes and, you know, anywhere that you can download it. And we are touring this November here for the whole month. And then we're getting ready to do our major releases top of the year. So, a lot going on. Yo, this is Shaggy. And you're watching GRAMMY Pro.